So right now we're looking at my Apple call, and as you can see, a couple months ago I did talk about buying an Apple call and putting around $5,580 into it. That was my total all-in cost. And now today, that same contract, fast forward a month later, is worth $7,419. So what's the point I'm trying to make here with this update? And am I gloating? And what am I doing? Where am I going with this? The idea that I'm going with this is that you have to build the right mindset. As a young investor, you have to really, really get down to the roots of why you invest. And for me, this is my personal belief on investing and my personal philosophy towards investing for the long term. I want to invest not to gain money because it's passive. It's gonna gain money if I didn't do this. I could just throw it into an ETF and it'll average around 7 to 8%. It's a no-brainer. It's gonna happen regardless. A lot of money is in ETFs, but the reason why you invest in individual stocks and do stuff like this is because you want a return that is greater than the average return. The average return of the stock market, if you track the S&P 500 over the 50 years, has produced around a 7 to 8% return. But when you make returns like this, 32% return in a matter of a month, just outperformed the market by like 4 times over in a matter of a month, in such a short time frame. And this option has 2 more years on it, 2 more years to grow from this point. And you may say like, "Oh, this is all short-term gains." Well, I have the time advantage of leveraging my money in this way. So here's where the mindset comes in. This is where your mindset has to shine, and you just have to filter out a lot of the BS that you're gonna get fed through the media and what you should do with your money. Listen, it is going to be a long journey, but you could shorten that journey a lot if you just put in the time and effort to learn new strategies in the market. Listen, I'm not a day trader. None of that BS. I don't show on my channel because I just don't believe in it. And I don't think it's very sound investment advice, and it may not be attractive to viewers, right? Maybe people don't want to hear that you can't make a quick $1,000, you know, $1,000 gain in less than a day. It's just not realistic, and you're not going to be able to replicate it over and over again. So, for that reason, I want to show you that I'm also a young investor, 21 years old, and look at the returns I'm making. I'm outperforming the market by a lot. And just last year, when the pandemic hit, and I could have just ran away from the market like a baby and just take my money out and eat the loss. I know that it hurts a lot more to stay out of the game than it is to stay in the game. If I had pulled my money out when the pandemic hit and I just didn't buy like a madman, I wouldn't be up a total of 84%. Yet again, let me repeat. The market average, and I'm not kidding, you could go Google this, Google the average return rate of the S&P 500. It usually sits around 8 to 7%. I outperform that by a lot. So at just a year ago, my account was sitting at a little bit under half of that, maybe like at 10 grand or something. But you could see the amount of money that I was able to amass in that short period of time. So it's not about, I'm going to go invest in AMC. It's not about I'm going to go, do all this risky stuff with my money because I want to make quick money. It's about learning the craft and understanding that there's lots of different ways to make money in the market. That is not just buy and hold. It's not just dividend stocks. It's not just option stocks. It's more so understanding the fundamentals of the company that you invest in and understanding when opportunities arises, when things are rumored, when news hits. You have to be able to filter out a lot of BS, because what investors do, a lot of investors trade news. You probably know people like this. When news breaks, like with Dogecoin, you probably know some people that bought Dogecoin because they seen it on the news. The story goes a lot deeper than that, and you really do have to do your research if you want to get your money into a stock that's going to outperform the market. But once you're on the path to do so and you recognize opportunities in the market after experiencing them over and over again, you begin to see patterns that you look out for. You understand and you're out forward looking about demand, supply, and demand, and you understand that the foundations of the foundations of the company that you invest in is so strong that this thing is just not going to disappear overnight. For Apple to disappear overnight, it's going to take a lot of bad things to happen, and before it just goes to zero, it's going to be trading downwards for years. I mean, this is not just a company that you could just wipe off the face of the earth just like that. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. But when you identify companies like that, you could make a lot of money in a relatively short time. I'm not talking about in a day, I'm not talking about in a week, but it is possible, like in a year, you could do things like this and outperform the market. And just to put this in perspective, I bought this call option like a couple months ago. Maybe I bought it in May. Yeah, it's only a month ago, and it's already up almost $2,000. For someone to make $2,000 in their job and trade their time for money, that is an incredible return. This is something that I don't have to actively work towards, and that is in the background making me money as you see in front of me. So, what's the final point that I'm trying to get here? The point is, it really pays to learn in the market. And when I mean to learn, I mean to filter out all of the BS that you're going to get fed. And if you could just clean out the pipe when people feed you bullcrap about the things that are going to happen and the stocks that are going to jump up in price the next day, and you really just hone in and focus on what is my goal, what am I investing for, what is the best decision that I can make with my money, so that way I'm not looking at my account and it is down the next day by 30%. You do things like this. You put your money where your mouth is, and if you really believe in your ability to invest, you invest because it's going to teach you a lot. It's gonna show you what type of investor you could be, and it's gonna show you what you're capable of with your own money. So that's all I want to say. I just really want to get into the minds of younger investors and have them think in such a way that is more transparent rather than, you know, just taking the information at face value and just going with that and running with it. Uh, you really have to be on your game because uh, the market could do anything in a couple years, but you just don't want to come back and see your account wiped. So with that, I leave you at that. Go watch my other videos. I talk about A.M.P. I talk about cryptocurrency. I'm a big holder of A.M.P. So if you also believe in that movement and you believe in the technology behind Flexa, go watch that video. This is the first video I ever made. And also subscribe to me because I'm going to be making a lot more content soon. And I'm going to be really going behind the scenes of my thought process of why I do these type of things with my money and what is my goal to begin with. And you guys are all going to be in for it. You guys, I'm going to record every single bit of it because I want people to know that it's possible. I'm not coming out the blue and investing in AMC and making $1 million overnight, but I am sure going to apply my knowledge in front of the camera and post it to YouTube, so that way maybe I could inspire a few people to actually go and try their hand at this, and you might never know where you end up in a couple of years with it. So that is that. I'm the student investor. Keep on investing. Thanks for all the support. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you actually bought an Apple call option or a similar call option, and what has been your return so far, and have you outperformed the S&P 500? And if you have, let me know. It'd be cool to hear about other people, other younger investors investing in options. So with that, I'll leave you guys. Have a great day, And guys, please don't let that news media BS get to your head, and be smart with your money. That's all I ask. And that will be the end of this video.